All right, guys, welcome to the Vitality Handbook. I am Yao Owusu Jr., your resident Vitality consultant. Nicholas Lopez, Dre Bibbins Jr.
Sir.
Now, today we're going to talk about exercise. I know you guys have been waiting. You saw our videos before on sleep. You saw our videos before on mastering your mindset. You saw our videos on nutrition. Now we're talking about the pillar that I know most of you guys are interested about. Pay attention. We have high-level coaches here. We're going to go in. So we're talking about the exercise pillar. My main contribution to this realm of fitness started at the impetus of exercise, right? I was an athlete first. I've had some bumps in the road. I've had injuries. I recovered from that injury. I wasn't stagnant. I wanted more for myself. I was a bodybuilder. I'm a track athlete, a dancer, martial arts. And I know you guys are going to go in on other things that you have done in the exercise pillar. So what I want to portray for people today is, what is exercise about? Why are we doing it? What's the history of exercise? Why should you even care that there is a history of exercise? We talk about fads, where we are in the industry, what's popular, what used to be popular. We're in the IG, Facebook, we're on YouTube right now, okay? So we're talking about the exercise pillar. And one of the main things I want everyone to understand is, when you talk about exercise, it could be anything. All movement.
Yes.
Boxing, bodybuilding, powerlifting, CrossFit. We love everybody. Everything you do, walking, hiking, swimming. I'm not a big swimmer, but that is great cardiovascular work, great breath work. So everything is exercise. I don't want you guys to stay in your camp and say, if they don't talk to us about this certain exercise, I'm going to shut off. This is about everything. It's all-inclusive yoga. I love my yogis, man. So we love mobility, stretching, everything. But we want to talk about programming, how we program that as a coach, talk about workout plans versus programming, what works, what doesn't, what have we seen our clients. I want to go through everything. So I'm going to pass this off to Nick. We're going to dive deep into movement patterns. We're going to dive deep into wherever he wants to go. I don't even know where he's going to go. We're going to see where this is going to take us. All right, so Nick, I want to take it away. I don't want to give you any direction. Exercise. Let's go.
Let's go. I got the wizard. I'm excited I get to ask the mentors whatever questions I want. So I'm thinking, what's the importance of a training program? The reason I ask that is because, you have the gram, you have people in the gram right now. I wanted to say, we had a convo earlier on the way here, basically talking about how what you see on the gram actually doesn't build the base that allows you to do the gram type of shit anyways.
Okay. I'm following what you're saying. So all the high intensity, power move, split jump, squat, stand on, touch your nose, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You have to be some type of an athlete before you can do that. You can't just do those type of things and that's it.
So exactly. So how can we start that conversation with like the general population who never had an athletic background? Or maybe they did, but they never had to they stopped training after college and they took a 10-year break or a 5-year break.
Okay.
How would you tell someone who comes to you and says, look at all these workouts I just saw on the gram. I want to look like this, I want to perform like this. I want our first session to be like this. What's the first thing that's going to come to your mind?
That's perfect. I mean, I've already put them, if they're coming to me and they want to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is I have to assess you. We have to see exactly, first of all, what are your goals? Are your goals to do this type of performance? Okay, there's going to take a lot to get to there. Are your goals to look ripped like this person? It's going to take a lot for you to get there, depending on what you have. If you're a bodybuilder, you have a six-pack, okay, we don't have to worry about the look. We got to get you to perform better. If you're someone that used to be a gymnast, you have the flexibility, or you have some agility, but you don't look like that, okay, now we have certain nutrition tips that we're going to have to give you. So that's a program. So you can't just go online and say, I want to do this exercise without assessing, first of all, what do you want? Do you want to just do the exercise or do you want to look like that? There's certain programs that person did to have that. So
yes, the full package with that.
Hold on, that threw me for a loop real quick. You said, do you want to look like that or do you want to do the exercise?
Yes.
Hold on, what's that distinction right there?
Well, the distinction is when you see people doing like plyometric push or tuck jumps, it'll catch your eye. You'll be like, wow, that's awesome what they're doing. I want to do that. Some people might not care about the look or they think that I can't get that look. It's not achievable. Let me just do that exercise. Okay, I have an agility program for you that will get you there. SAQ, speed, agility, and quickness, right? I want to look like that person. You have to get to their actual, what are your goals? Maybe this person doesn't want to do that exercise. They just want to have abs. But they see the exercise and they think that exercise is going to give them the abs that person has. So you have to assess them, be like, look, I can get you a core without doing that exercise. Your nutrition, your sleep, your mindset, your recovery, so you can build that muscle. So you have to assess them first. So that's the first thing. The first thing, I give you an assessment. I see where you are. You can assess their movement. You can assess their mindset. So you go through that questionnaire first. Then they're like, okay, I understand that this is why it's a program. It's important for coaches to understand when you have that assessment, you're already programming in that client's mind or that potential client is, okay, this is more than just a workout plan. This is more than just a workout plan. It's a training program that I have to follow a protocol to get to those steps. And that's the first thing they'll click. Perfect. What are your goals like? What are we trying to get to? What do you actually want to do? Do you want to jump like that? Do you want to look like that? Do you want to move like that? It's totally different. So that would be my first thing I would attack.
Okay, my mind's running with questions. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You got one on the top of your head, or can I want to ask this.
Let's pass it to Dre. Let's pass it to Dre. I want to hear what he has to say because this is the coaches of all coaches right here. He knows angles. He knows movements. Okay. He's teaching me my boxing. So I'm saying with Dre. Hold on. I want to hear from Dre.
Keep the question.
Do I want to ask you a question?
Yeah. Just hold the question.
Yeah.
And
Hold on. I want to hear what he has to say first. We're gonna get to. He's eager. Exercise. I love it.
Yeah.
So I want to get to you. I'm not gonna give you any direction. Just exercise in general. What does that mean to you?
It means life. It means life to me.
You don't even have to watch anymore after that. I mean, period. Life.
It means life.
Okay.
You know, it's everything, man. Okay. It relates to every single thing, everything. So I would say definitely life. You know what I'm saying?
I like that take. So it appeals to everything. Yeah. So if someone can have the exercise, what are you saying? They can enjoy their life? Like,
if they exercise, you're saying?
What can they?
They'll function at a high level, be a high performer, right? Like we spoke about that before. They'll function at a high level. They'll feel good about themselves. Who doesn't want to feel good about themselves?
I like that.
You know, who doesn't want their clothes to fit good fit good on them? You know what I mean?
I like that.
Not having to buy clothes over and over, go through tailors, you know, like those type of things. We're talking to those type of people that's into tailoring. So even that, you know,
I like that.
It's everything, man. How you feel, how you look, everything, man. It's life, man. It's everything. Functioning, everything, you know. Being able to play with your kids, like you said before. Being able to.
Now we're talking.
To move, just period, without feeling like, man, I used to be. You know, like
say that one more time.
Without feeling. You know, the feeling of, man, I used to could do this, or I used to, okay, you still can. I tell everybody, you actually still can. And you still can. It might not be at where you was at before, because you got to look at your lifestyle. Your lifestyle wasn't the same thing. You didn't work however many hours you worked.
Yes.
Right? You didn't have the bills. You didn't have all the kids. Let's say if you have a kid, or you didn't have all these other baggage things that come with you as you get older in life. Right? So everything, even you might not even be able to sleep well anymore like you used to, because you had some type of sort of trauma back there. You know, it's a lot. It's gonna get deep, but it's basically life.
I love that. So that's all about life. Now I want to go to Nick because I know he's eager. What was the question that you had to ask Dre?
Listen. I love asking questions. You could tell. that was real right there. So basically, what came to mind was, when do you know to coach someone that they're basically, who's trying to create excuses to why they can't exercise? You just said, you know, your lifestyle is different, so you can still get a benefit of exercise. You just have a different lifestyle. Yes. So how do you know? How would you tell someone, or what's the conversation like when someone's trying to say, actually, I can't exercise anymore. I just got too much going on. What comes to mind when you hear that?
Are we talking client, or are we talking just someone just speaking? Just like,
I can't. Just anybody. In general,
just anybody?
Right?
All right, so I'm going to go.
When have excuses gone too far? How do you know how to draw that line as far as like someone saying, nah, I can't make time for exercise anymore?
Depends on who it is, right? So if it's a client, you know, that's a tough one. You kind of got to be like, okay, you know, I understand, just, you know, when you're ready to start back, but you still let them know, like, listen, you don't want to take too much time off now. Right. You're going to come back. You're going to have to start from the bottom. Remember when, you know, you started from the bottom. Now look where you're at now. So you're going to quit now. You know, you went from 3 times a week. You know what? Instead of just saying, no, I don't want to do it, just go 1 time a week. Just keep your body, just at least try that. You know, just stay, as fit as possible as you can until you're ready to do 2 times, 3 times, however many
So
times. Right?
you're meeting them where they're at.
Yes.
If they can't do 3, don't stop at all.
Don't stop at all.
You're not letting them
No,
off the
that's
hook. Just break it down to 1.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
So I like that. I mean, that's a coach's coach answer because you're always going to have a rebuttal for someone's excuses, right? Are your excuses higher than
It's
seriously?
funny. No, I'm laughing because it's real.
It comes down to this:
funny.
are your excuses higher than your dreams? If your dreams are higher than your excuses, you'll keep going. So I tell people all the time, listen, if you want to stop, that just lets me know that your excuses are higher than your goals. So now we need to have a reassessment of your goals. Like, what are your goals in life? You want hip surgery at 60? You want shoulder surgery at 50?
That's perfect. Beautiful.
Do you want hernia surgery at 40? What do you want out of life? Now we're just not talking about looking good.
Yes.
Don't just stop.
Yes.
I don't have time to look good. You need, if you don't exercise, you will be in the danger zone.
Let's talk
I
about
mean, the
life.
best way you know how to strengthen your immune system, I mean, goodness gracious, what are we doing right now? Is the exercise.
For real.
That's but shit. I mean, to me.
Yep, it is. I'm with you. I'm with you. But the people might, we've been preaching this thing since, all this stuff happened and all the commercials you see.
Right.
We've been pushing those things, right? So I guess it takes for something devastating to hit or maybe popularity, and people to keep putting it into your face. But we've been forever, for years, talking about these things.
Yeah, and I mean, 100%. I mean, it's one of the things I love. And you hear this all the time. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, you can call it consistency. You can call it discipline. You can call it self-awareness. You can call it self-belief. However you want to call it, you definitely have to have that consistency of where you want to get to. So, I mean, 100% for sure. If we're talking about exercise, why should someone do it, right? If they want to stop, are their excuses bigger than their dreams, right? And then obviously you passing that question to me, which I really, really love and appreciate. Now let's take a little turn here. Let's talk about what type of exercise do you believe would be the best type of exercise to do? Now this is a big question.
I like that.
This is a big question, right? And you could pick anything, right? We have our own stuff you can check on our website, peakvitalitysolutions.com. We're not going to get into that. We have our own stuff, but I'm not going to talk about our own stuff. I want to talk about what you feel like the best type of exercise, right? It might not be. Look, these are my partners. It might not be the same answer. So I want to hear that for you, Dre. You think about what you're going to say because I'm going to come to you with that as well. So, not your favorite. What you think is the best? Because I can't jump rope that well, right? But I definitely want to be better at jump roping. It's not my favorite, but I need to start jump roping. So what I'm trying to tell is what is the best type of exercise you believe is. Go.
I've tried. It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
I don't know if I'm answering this right. There's
no right answer.
There's no right and wrong. There's no right or wrong.
I've done bodybuilding. I've done powerlifting. Bodybuilding. I've done that. I used to play soccer. Used to play rugby. I would say that what my favorite exercise is probably a type of exercise.
Not favorite. What do you think is the best?
Okay, so the best.
We're talking about the best.
Something that like if you could say one word, something that wraps
everything that'll wrap everything into
that's
what do you
in
think
that.
is the
like
best.
What do you,
Not your favorite.
Right, so okay, I got you.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to define it even more. But the best is gonna be athletic training, multi-dimensional
athletic training. Sure. Okay, I like that.
Athletic, and that's the hardest to get to.
Training like an athlete for these people that might not understand what athletic training is.
Yeah, the reason I want you to go deeper on that, or you guys to go deeper on that, is because athletic training is the best for you, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because, but it's actually the hardest to build the base to actually do if you're coming from ground zero.
Nothing.
Yeah, definitely.
From the bottom.
So that would be your peak. That's the peak type of exercise you feel like you should be able to get
I want
to.
to say that that's the best. Yeah, that's the peak. That's the peak.
Okay.
That's the peak.
Got that one.
In there. You guys might not get it if you don't follow us. Okay, just go to the website. You'll understand.
That's the peak, but I don't want people to think. I don't want the audience to think that. Okay, that's the best. So I'm gonna jump right into athletic training.
Okay. All right.
If they are gonna jump into athletic training, you got to go to the Wizard.
The Wizard.
Because he brought someone who had no athleticism, or it was hidden. I had the muscle.
I like it.
Dre put
It's
that.
hidden.
Yeah.
Dre put that muscle on me. The powerlifting, but you converted me into an athlete, and everything. I knew internally.
Yeah.
I knew internally that once I could move like an athlete, perform like an athlete, start training like an athlete properly, I would get the best physique ever. I would get the most bang
Yes.
for my buck.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So
like
the athletic training, your definition is the highest peak that you would want to get to. You knew from all the other stuff you did, bodybuilding, powerlifting, if you did that, you'll get the results of being at a best bodybuilder, being at the best powerlifter. You would get all that aspects in athletic training.
I would get the biggest bang for my buck. Basically, if I'm going in for 60 minutes of training,
right?
I see what he's saying.
Doing proper athletic
training.
Get the best bang for your buck within 60 minutes.
So I would say that's your definition of the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pass that to you. I think I already know what he's gonna say.
Nah, I don't know.
So, what do you think the best type of exercise is?
Like Nick said, some type of athletic movement. So obviously it would be track, right? Boxing, those type of things. But I would say from seeing people, something that you can do in your home, something that you can do in a corner, something that you could do right now.
I know it's
Calisthenics.
Okay.
Calisthenics. I didn't see guys, you're going,
Bars.
pulling up, push-ups, dips, some body weight squats. Make sure you do your squats, guys, okay? You don't want to be wearing sweats in the summertime, all right? You want to,
That's true.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true, but make sure you hit your legs too. But calisthenics, and definitely, like you said, blending in that calisthenics, that's one of my, that's how I train myself. It's like a blend, right? But it would be some type of track movement. Phase 7 RHM, right? It would be that, right?
Check that out. RHM.
Combat training, soccer, basketball, football, flag football, whatever it is, just any type of thing incorporated with calisthenics. I feel because you're still getting your repetitions in for your muscle building, but also too you're adding in that combat, track.
So calisthenics will kind of glue everything together.
Glue everything together.
Now I'm gonna cheat on this one, obviously, okay, because this is gonna be a wizard answer. Everything they said is actually the best. So there is no best way to exercise. Whatever exercise is going to take yourself to that peak once you find an assessment. So let's say if you can't do pull-ups, if you can't do dips, you can't do body weight stuff, you need to do calisthenics, right? So that's best for you. Let's say if you don't have coordination, you don't have agility, then athletic training is going to get you there. Let's say if you try and do calisthenics, but you don't have any muscle, you're going to need bodybuilding. Some type of muscular training to be able to do that calisthenics. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's certain moves that you're not going to be able to do unless you do some bodybuilding. So the cheating answer obviously is there is no best way. It's whatever way works for you to get your body to its peak. So again, we all have different body types. I'm an ectomorph. That means very slim, still sexy though. We have a mesomorph. We hate this guy. Not really, I love him, but he's just muscular. And then we have an endomeso, which is he's a really big guy. Might have a little bit of round edges, but I mean, look at that. He's
coming
sexy.
in.
That's coming in. So those three body types of someone that's naturally bigger, right? Someone that's naturally muscular and someone that's naturally slimmer, right? You always want to meet in the middle. You want to have that perfect blend of a mesomorph, meaning you want muscle everywhere, but it needs to be functional. So what he's saying, calisthenics is going to give you great functioning, especially in the upper body of your core. What he's saying, athletic training, that's going to get you better at speed, agility, quickness, getting a lot of power production. And what I'm saying is do all of it. So you want to be multidimensional. He said that first, but what you need to do is assess yourself, see what your goals are, see how to get there, have a program that's going to get you to activate all that muscle, get you to be mobile, RHM.
Oh yeah, that's what I missed out on. I wanted to say definitely some mobility at work. So like we said, blending.
Yes, get it. So you have that assessment, then you go through that mobility, then you go through that core work to get yourself stability, then you go through that integration, integrate yourself through lifting, through body weight, calisthenics, then you're going through some type of power production, some type of speed production, and then you're at your peak. So what he's saying is correct, The best way, I believe, there is no best way, is what works best for you to be a complete athlete.
Okay, now I want to say this. So the best thing, like you say, it works for you, but if you want to be performing at a higher level besides looks, you can't go wrong with some type of muscle building, some type of sports style training, right?
Yes.
I would say to be a complete athlete. You can't, like, you have to, you can
That's
look
the key.
like, you go ahead.
No. Keep going. I want everyone to understand what he's just saying. That's the key. Don't miss that. To be a complete athlete, you have to do what?
You have to do some type of sports movement and muscle building stuff, right? And flexibility work, right?
Why do people hate on the muscle building stuff? Why do people demonize it? It's like, man, you have a great chest and great deltoids. Your quads look nice. Your calves look great. Your pecs and your biceps look great. That's bad. Why should you be a bodybuilder?
Yeah.
That's bad. Well, they probably back in the day used to think me and Dre wouldn't be able to perform, no conditioning.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. That's the thing. It's called stereotyping.
Typing.
It's called, now if you see bodybuilders that's probably the size of both of us, those guys can do splits. Really, really think about that, but you guys are looking past certain things. So I would say, it's a cliche word, but it is true. Very stereotypical. Like they'll see you and say, oh, he looks like he lift a little lightweight and, do some track work, let's say, but y'all gets under the bar and lift heavy. Y'all do curls. Y'all do tricep extension. Y'all does calisthenics, and what do you get? A complete athlete.
Complete athlete.
Boom.
So let's go to there. So we're talking about complete athlete. That's basically where we went.
Let's go there.
All right. So we're talking about complete athletes. What do you feel like a complete athlete should be able to do?
Okay, this is what I learned from Yao.
Okay.
This is what I've given other coaches this game. And I try to explain it to clients that you need to be able to express properly. We can get all the science of it, biomechanically.
Just give it to them.
You need to be able to express mobility properly, stability properly, strength properly, power properly,
Preach.
speed properly, right? All those 5 things, you need to be able to, again, mobility, stability, strength, power, speed, and then combine all those to do your athletic work. Whether you're working with a skill coach for basketball or track, you need to be able to express and actually learn how to do those things to become a complete athlete. And once you're a complete athlete, that's your complete athlete birthday. If you don't know about that, figure out what that means.
Website, go to it.
That's the first, once you become a complete athlete, because you've learned how to express those things properly, then you can combine all those things as a complete athlete and get more refined on whatever you want to do. Whether you want to be a powerlifter, when you want to do track athlete, basketball player,
bodybuilding.
Complete athletes that you know how to, you basically learned enough about your own body through all those 5 things to then direct that into whatever you want to be.
I like that. All right, so being a complete athlete, what do you believe that is?
I'm gonna do a little twist to it. Hopefully you guys can understand me out there. You guys probably
Of course, we
understand
got you, Dre.
I would say being able to move freely, right? Freely, just be, it's like dancing, like that type of movement.
Say it again.
Right?
This is 2 gems. If he hits the 3rd one, we'll shut it off.
Being able to move friendly. I'm about to shut it off right now, right? Being able to turn it on ASAP right now. Y'all could do a split tuck jump right now. I could. Look. Whoa, that's.
Everything's still there.
You see?
Everything's still there.
That's what I mean, being able to turn it on instantly when you have to.
Excuse me.
So that
You just
right
scared a
there.
lot of people already.
Yo, they're not gonna be. Yo, once I cook this up in the highlights, woo, they're gonna be like, whoa, what? Oh no,
Wait,
cook.
I just thought he was ectomorphing.
Work, yeah.
I thought he had jeans on.
Listen.
And he got jeans on. Come on,
Gotta
man.
be able to stretch.
And hold on. Being a complete athlete, hold on. Even though he did that, but did you hear any stumping when he landed? Absolutely not. You heard nothing. Just
Control and
nothing at all.
deceleration.
Control.
Okay, so that was
a bar.
No. So that's 2 gems.
That was a bar, man.
That's 2 gems. That's 2 gems. So complete athlete, again, both of what these gentlemen are talking about. You have to be able to go through those 5 substrates that Nick was talking about.
Yep.
Taking yourself through those substrates and then be able to go free. And I always say this, freedom of motion. And I'm a dancer. I know if you guys don't dig deep into my IG or anything,
Crushing it.
I'm trained dancer. So African dance, I can pop, with the best of them. You see what I'm saying? So I can move, but that freedom has made me a better athlete, right? So I was a dancer before I became anything, before martial arts, before bodybuilding, before track. So what he's saying is absolutely true. When you get dancers or gymnasts who are the most free, they're the most athletics. The people that are the best in calisthenics are gymnasts.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah.
When I mean, most of these guys, you see them doing bar, but you don't know that they have a background in gymnastics.
Exactly.
I mean, look, shout out to my Asian crew. I mean, a lot of those guys were Olympic lifters, power lifters, gymnasts, and they're now the best in calisthenics. It's just, I mean, the best, right? Some of the best. So being a complete athlete is where it needs to be. And okay, now why would someone want to have that as their goal? We're saying that we believe that they should do that, but people out there are saying, well, okay, I understand. I don't really want to be a complete athlete. I just want to walk. I just want to go for a walk. Why would it be important, even if you want to just walk, even if you want to do any type of exercise you deem as being fun, right? Being a complete athlete, why should someone want to achieve that?
Okay, so basically, the way I would answer that, I know it's good. Dre's gonna have a better answer. It's more smoother. Not better, just more smoother. The way I would say it is because it's almost like one of the laws of the universe.
Okay.
It's like regardless of how you feel about gravity, it's still gonna act on you.
It's coming to the universe now. Come
So,
on now. Metaphysics, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's dig. You want to dig deep? That's what we do here at Vitality Handbook. We dig deep now.
You can go super deep and be like, okay, gravity acting.
Right.
So even if you still want to walk, you still need to know
Forces.
you still got to know how to kind of be an athlete, just at a, like you said, a different type of level.
Right.
You still have to go through hip rotation.
Right.
You still got to know reciprocal patterning.
Right.
Of proper gait.
You might not need to know those terms, but you have to have that connection.
Exactly.
You have to have that awareness.
Basically, that's all it is. That awareness. So I know that was a little complex, but basically, whether you like it or not, you have elements of an athlete in you. And like you said, and like you preach, it depends on what your goals are to see how far you want to bring those elements out of an athlete. Everybody has an athlete in them.
Right.
Everybody has it. Everybody has that hidden potential that most coaches like bringing out in their clients.
Right.
Everybody got it. It's just how far do you want to bring that out?
Right.
Because you have to bring it out. You cannot not learn how to use. Athletes just have a maybe different relationship with their body.
Right.
They've gone through the ringer. They've had to have a deep learning of their body. So
I would even say some people have a higher proclivity. I love that word. Some people just naturally get it. Right. And usually people that are mesomorphs, because they naturally have that genetic disposition, their body type is, you see these kids, you're like, whoa, that kid's going to be an athlete. They're already going to have a higher proclivity for it. More than an ectomorph, more than a natural endomorph, right? His body type is going to have that. Because we have to get to that mesomorphic body type. I have to get to that body type to have true connection. If you're too slim and you have an athlete, if you have a client that's like, yo, I don't want to be a complete athlete, I don't care about that. Well, okay, listen, you're too slim. You need muscle for protection. You need muscle for movement. If you want to bend down through here, you have to have round glutes. If you don't have the side part of your glute, you have different parts. Glute max, glute minimus.
I know, go ahead.
You have your piriformis. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you have different aspects. You have to be able to be a complete athlete to tap into all of that. So if you're an ectomorph, you got to put on muscle. If you're an endomorph, you definitely need to drop weight, or else you're going to have some type of imbalance or some type of disformity or dysfunction later on in life. This is where back problems. So I want to wrap this up. We're going to let Dre wrap this up. Being a complete athlete, why would someone be interested? What would you tell someone like, yo, this is what you want to appeal to?
Basically, you answered it. The last part, head, shoulders, knees, all those things, pain. So what I was going to say is that who wants to go through life in pain, like not being able, or picking up something and
Yes.
Who wants to go through life like that? So that's why you want to be a complete athlete. Like basically I said, you got to get your glutes. You want everything to function properly. Your toes, your calf, your ankle, every single thing in your body. No one wants to go through. Who wants to go through life in pain? And that's why I would say, like, who wants to go through life in pain?
There we go.
Who wants to go through life in pain? As simple as that. And as simple as getting out of the car. Simple as anything.
Third gem.
That's why we got to shut it down. Who wants to go in life in pain?
He was right. Smooth. Third gem. All right. So now let me wrap this up, guys. On the serious tip, this is a lot of knowledge that we've been spinning at you. We want you guys to comment, to subscribe, Like it or dislike it, it's okay, it's up to you. But we want that conversation to be had, right? Recognize that this is a channel that you can come to for conversation, you can come to for education, you can come to for entertainment. I mean, we all three look good. If you just want to come here just to look at us, we're going to be fresh to death every week. But like he said, to be a complete athlete is to be an optimal human being. So I ask you, do you want to be a complete athlete? Do you want to be an optimal human being? Is anyone going to say no? If they say no, they need to take another personality test, a couple of our mindset prepping tests to get you more acclimated to being the best you can be. Because your answer should be, yes, I want to be the most optimal. I want my heart rate to be great, my blood pressure to be great. I don't want to have hernias. So you can only be the best you can be is if you are a complete person. Think about it. So don't get scared with us saying complete athlete. Everyone's an athlete. It all depends on what type of athletic prowess you provide, what type of athletic prowess you want to get to. Like Nick was saying, do you want to tap in and become a Super Saiyan? If you guys don't know, Dragon Ball Z, that's the highest level. Okay, that's the highest Kamehameha wave. Okay, all you nerds out there, you know what I'm talking about. So to wrap this up, you know what I'm going to say here. Always and forever, like the song.
Always and forever.
Gentleman with you, just like a dream to me. I don't know the rest.
I know what.
Always and forever, we are given the responsibility, the choice. We're given the choice because you can either say, I'm going to be the best I can be, or I'm not. I'm going to be injured, or I'm going to stay there. Right? I'm going to elevate myself and be the optimal human being that I know you guys can be, or I'm not going to be. So you're given the choice every single day. We hope that you choose wisely, and please be the best athlete, because you all are athletes, that you can be. And remember, let's get into it.
Boom!